Hello everyone, welcome to Polimines. Apparently, I just saw in someone else's YouTube video that the sequel to this came out a week ago, but I had never heard of it. So I'm playing the original first anyway. I may try the other. Apparently this is fairly short. It's a puzzle game. Let's just click through the first one. This is World 1-1. Okay, yeah. So this is a mix of two puzzle genres that I enjoy / am good at. It's Minesweeper and Nonograms, which also, Picross, I don't know, is kind of an American name for that kind of game based on some implementation, but, Nonograms is, as I understand it, maybe the original. Anyway, the point is, it's like, it's Minesweeper and Nonograms. So each, also, are there any? Yeah, okay. There's a tiny bit of sound there, but it's just, there's no music, and the sound effects for clicking things don't sound interesting, so I'm just going to mute it and listen to my own music, and you guys can listen to your own music if you want. No, I don't need to go to settings. Wait, clicking here took me to settings? What? I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so each, the rows and columns may have hints in them. If they do, they indicate, like, they're nonograms clues. They indicate how many mines are in that row or column and how they're broken up into contiguous groups of mines. So here there are 0. In this row there are 3, and we know they're a contiguous block of 3 because these clues are always contiguous blocks. So that means the middle 2 have to be mines. Here there's a contiguous block of 2, which has to be these 2, so now this 3 is done. This 1 is done. This 1 has to go there. And that's the row. Done. So, I know Nonograms puzzles often have like a picture as the result, like something you're trying to build. I don't know if that's true. These are just Minesweeper. The ones in the grid are Minesweeper clues. Can I click here to? No. Okay. That may or may not be the case in this game. That there are pictures as a reward, and maybe just like in the tutorial, they're not large enough to give you a picture. Or maybe that's not a thing they try to do. Yeah, so here we know there's 2 groups. Yeah, this is where to start. 2 non-contiguous groups of contiguous ones, if that makes sense. So, like, there's 2 contiguous sets of 1, and those 2 sets do not touch each other. So it has to be like this. This 3, well, actually, let's do this. We know now this column is like that. There's 2 contiguous here, so that's done. This 3, well, there's a 0 here. This 3 is done. This 3 has to go there. Yeah. So I hear from the Steam reviews that this is like a short game, a couple hours of hand-built puzzles. And then you're done. Which, on the one hand, it would be nice to have 1,000 hours of hand-built puzzles, but I think hand-built puzzles are more interesting than computer-generated ones, so I don't mind. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. All right, a weird shape. What's going on here? 1, 2, 1. That is fully determined, right? My right mouse button sucks, by the way. I need to, get a new mouse. It works most of the time, but then sometimes it doesn't. Very sad. And it's really, really hard to drag right mouse click. If any games ask me to do that, I just, uninstall. Oh well. I'm almost struggling for what to say because these puzzles are so easy right now. How do I even describe what I'm doing to solve them? You just look at the numbers, idiot. All right, what do I have wrong here? This 2. I thought it would be a 3 and it would be symmetrical, but it's not. There. You can check where mine's indicated by the outside. Yeah, I've noticed. It would be hard to miss that. Ah, okay. So there can be multiple little segments here. What? Oh, it's okay. I missed. Okay. I thought this one was a Minesweeper clue, not a Nonograms clue. That's why I clicked here, thinking, okay, this section is clear. All right, let me start this puzzle over, understanding now that it's a Nonograms clue. So we have this, and then I said, oh, there's one next to this, so the one is clear. Okay, but now, oh, so we don't have a clue about this? Okay, but this we do. That's somewhere to go. 1, 2, 3. 2 contiguous, at least one is here. No? Oh, if this 2 marks these 2, it has to be like that. Come on, right mouse button, you can do it. Can I, like, gray out a clue? No. It would be nice to mark clues unfinished with. 3, at most 4, therefore 5. Now this needs 1 for the 5, so the 1 is done. Now we can fill in this row. This goes here. This goes here. Column's finished, so this needs a mine, and that needs none. This column's done, so the mine in this row must be here. A 4. Well, there can't be 2 contiguous mines, so this section can't have 3 mines in it. It means you can have at most 2, and must have exactly 2 for the 4 to be happy, so it looks like this. Two means we're done here. This 3 can't go there, so this is the last mine in the row. We can do something with this, right? It's a column of size 6. And these... So a rule of thumb that I use for nonograms is... Like, suppose that this said 3, 2. That would completely determine the column, right? Because there are 6 cells, and the 2 groups add up to 5, which, given that there's a space in between them, fills up the whole column, right? So the general rule, well, a step on the way to my general rule, is that if the sum of the groups plus the number of groups minus 1, or if you prefer, plus the number of gaps in between groups, is equal to the size of the row or column, then the column is determined. So for example, if you have, 4 1s, that fills up a column of size 7, because there have to be 3 gaps in between the 1s. But you can also notice, well, this doesn't quite fill it up, but there's only so many ways you could do this. There's sort of 5 of the 6 cells filled up, and that means that each of the contiguous groups of mines only has space for 1 wiggle room, is how I like to think about it. So you can look at this too and say, okay, well, it could be here to here, and then the last 2 could go like this or like this. Okay, fine, that's possible. And it could not be here, though. Maybe it could be here. Start here, and then it would be these 2 for the first one and these 2 for the second. But in both cases, this spot is a mine. And you can't have neither of these be a mine and start here, because there's no room for 2 2s with a gap between them. So you can do the same thing on the bottom. You basically, I do this by starting with the top, skipping however many wiggle room I have. So here my wiggle room is 1, I skip 1, and then fill in the remainder of the clue, a 2. And then you skip one and then skip the wiggle room amount and keep going. So we get partial information from these two twos. And I think that's the only way to start this puzzle. That gives us ones here. This 2, well, we know it's one of these two, right? So there's nothing here. This 3. Now, this 3 is a kind of degenerate case of the same rule I was talking about. You could look at it and say, oh, you know, if you go from here to here as one extreme, or here to here as the other extreme, either way it goes in the middle. But you can also say, oh, well, 3 in a space of 5, that's wiggle room of 2. Start here, skip 2, fill in, right? And you get the same thing either way. They're both perfectly fine. I think this 2 is the key somehow. Because it is impacting this column a little bit. It's saying we can't have this and this as our 2. But, so what? Why does that matter? Well, could there be? Well, I don't. This whole puzzle game has been so easy right now, and suddenly I'm just like, what? Could this be a mine? I think it could be. Oh yeah, because we could have here and here and here. So I was claiming we couldn't have these two, but in fact we could. This too is redundant. I've already used all of its information. I wish I could, like, hide it. This column has too much wiggle room for us to do anything, right? It takes up 4 space in a column of size 6, which means a wiggle room of 2. So even the 2 can't be pinned down to a specific single space. Oh, the problem is there can't be a mine here. Because if there were a mine here, the 2 would be finished and the 1 would have nowhere to go. Got it. And that decreases the wiggle room for this row, making this a mine. We know that's the bottommost mine, so it has space around it. This 6... Well, it can't have both of these be mines, so there's at most 1 there, plus these 2 is 3. So to get 6, it needs all 3 of these. And that pretty much finishes this area off. This row is finished. 3 gets us back into here. Click! I demand it. Okay. Just that one sticking point right here that I didn't see somehow. I still have to get used to these interrupted row things as pointing only at a subsection, not the whole thing. A question mark means there is a block of some number, but we won't tell you what. Fine. Okay, here's a 4 with a wiggle room of 1. 2 with... Whoops, click here. This 1 is completely constrained, or this column, I should say. These are all contiguous, so this is not a mine. Five's done. 4's done. 2's done. 5 puts a mine there. A 3 couldn't reach this far. This 3 has to reach to at least here. This is interesting. How could I ever know what this square is? Oh, because when I can't know it from the clues present, but sometime I'll reveal a cell and it'll show me a Minesweeper clue. Yeah, so it'll be really tough to argue about anything by like perfect information. Like, oh, based on the clues that I have, I could never solve this cell unless it were blah. Therefore, it must be blah. But that doesn't apply because any new tile I reveal could give me new information. So it'll be really tough to argue by like insufficient information. I guess a question we could ask is, could this be the 1? I think it could. Could it be this rightmost question mark? No, it could not. Because then we'd have to fit a 1 over here and still another question mark, which there's no room for. So the point is that this has to be the 1. It's open on both ends, and we get a mine here for this question mark, finishing this column, scooting the 3 over a bit. Now we know these are all contiguous, so this is all safe. This 1 is done. There you go, that's how I found this square. We need another thing in this row. This 3 can't reach down here anymore. 2, these both need to be done. 3 is done. This 3 goes there. This 1 finishes off the row, and that's done. Two, 2, 2. That's a size of 8. How wide is our... It's size 8, right? Yeah. 5 is almost filled, but not quite. Question 2 should have a wiggle room of 1, right? So we can do at least that much. This 4 can't reach any higher than this. Hey, I didn't... Really? Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, start over. I'm dumb and bad. That was not a misclick. I just can't count. It can reach this high, but not higher. Okay. Oh, right. We said this 2. Oh, well, now we can do the whole row. Well, not quite. I know this is where the rightmost 2 is. And then to do the rest of this, it has to be like that. This 2, or this column has 2 2s. Neither of them can reach those 2 cells. Oh, this 4, in fact, has to reach at least this high. That was even easier to see than what I did, I think. Because it can't go any further down here. This 2 needs only one of these 2, which means this 3 needs this 1. That finishes this row, which gives us here and here. 3's got to go there. This 3 is done. This 2 needs a mine here, finishing the column. This row obviously is where we have to look. There's no other possibilities left. And its interaction with the 5 is the only way to make any headway. Well, and this, kind of. The thing is, It seems like we could have question mark 1, and then the 2 would be over in this area. But we could also have 2 question mark, and then the 1 over here. And I can even do that. Oh, but I see. The 5 needs 3 more cells, right? Which means... Okay, I was going to get to this the hard way. The easy way is to notice that this column can only have 1 more mine in it, so there's 2 more here. Yes, and that makes it all very easy. Three's got to go there. This 2 has to be like this. That's a mine for the... Ooh, look at that. It's including a row and a column. Okay, but the 2's done. Pretty easy. This 2... No, I'm not... Yeah, right there, please. 2 and a 1, that's a slop, or... I don't know, sometimes they call it slop, I guess. It's shorter than wiggle room of 1, which means it has to go here. Now this 2 can't reach this square. Oh! This is all contiguous. So it has to be all mines. Right-clicking is so hard. The thing is, in some programs it just like works no problem, and in others it's crazy hard. I don't know if some of them are... Anyway, these 2 can't touch, so we have the column now. I know it's all my fault. It's the mouse, so I don't complain about programs that have trouble with it. Well, one of all this is sort of important somehow, but I don't know how. Oh, this 5, I see. It's got 4 already, and the 2 is giving it 1 more here, so these are both safe. Now this 4 is done. This 2 needs both of these to be mines. This 2 needs a mine here and nothing there. 3's got to go there. The last mine for this 4 has to come from this row, and it's contiguous with this, so it's here. And we get that. This column's easy. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, there's a 2-1 like this and a 2 here. Okay. This 4 has to go to at least here and can't reach these squares. The 1 from here has to be the same as this 1. I'm not sure how that's useful, but it is, I guess. Oh, isn't this a size 4 clue in a size 5 row? So we get this by the slop rule. This 2 can't reach either of these cells or this one. This 1 is finished. Now we can do this row. This 2, this has to be part of the first 2. So it has to go like that. Now this is done. This 4 is finished. 1 gives us this. And a 2-1 has to be that. This 2 goes there. 3 says nothing here. This column's ready. This row is done. Mine here for the 4 and here for the 1. So according to Steam reviews, there are 30 puzzles. I think doing 15 of them in video 1 and then, you know, somewhere between 5 and 15 in video 2, depending on how much harder they get, makes sense. This is noticeably larger than previous ones. A 0 is easy to start with, though. How long is this row? 3, 6, 9, 11, 14. This is size 11, right? Yeah. So a slop of 3, we can still put mine here. And here, I think? Yeah. For what that's worth. I assume this is 14 also? 4, 8, 13? 4, 8, 13. Did I get this wrong? Or is it actually wider? 4, 8, 14. Okay. So an 8 in 13 is 5 slop, which means we can skip the first 5 and put these 3 in. Again, for what that's worth. It's not going to interact with anything else. We'll just get it when we find out where the 8 starts and ends, I guess. 2 has to go here, though. 5 blank 3, that's 8, 9, 11 in 14. Well, okay, actually, we know more about this 5, right? It has to go at least this far. This can't be a mine, because if it were, it would connect up to here and we'd have a 4. But yeah, okay, that's exactly as much information as we can get out of this row for now. This 6 is all contiguous, so they can't be these. That is interesting, I think. Something's happening down here, I think. Or wait, no, this 6. How far does it reach in now? 3, 4, 5, 6. These 2 are mines. Okay, not helpful, but fine. This 2, I'm not sure how helpful that really is, because these 2 are fairly unconstrained. They could be on or off as necessary to satisfy the position up here. Oh, this 3, I guess. We do get something out of this, don't we? Because there can be at most 1 in this entire row, and likewise here. So to satisfy this 3, we need 1 in the middle row to touch the 3, which has to be here. And that gives us a continuation on the 8. Click! There we go. Which means these are all safe. This 3 has to go like this, and that should finish the 8, right? Yeah. This 3 has to connect up. Okay, back down here maybe? Ah, we know this is part of a 4. So it goes at least that far. This one also has to go at least that far, and we get the 1 here. This is clear now. This 0 goes up. That should scooch this up by 2. Yep. This 2 needs a mine here. Now this 2 is finally useful. 1, 4. There can't be anything here. This 2 says they have to connect like that. And that's the 4 done. This 1 is finished. 3 puts exactly 1 mine here. And it has to be touching this, so it's that one. And we finish the 5. The 1 says we go there. 2 like that. This 6 can only reach this far, so it's not there. Whew, okay, that was fun. Not like a super challenge, but, you know, Nonograms and Minesweeper. I like it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.